I've got a question for you. If you are a seller of things, are you talking to the right people? Am I talking to the right people now? Are you my right person? All right, let me explain. This wasn't the video that I was going to make this week, but I fell into a rabbit hole of stalking someone on the internet last night, and it inspired this video. So we're just going to roll with it. It's not scripted. It's not been researched. It's just me thinking at you. So strap yourselves in. Last night, I was, as I do, scrolling on social media, Instagram. Instagram is where I was scrolling. It's where I live when I'm not here. And as you do, when you finish scrolling through all of the people's feeds that you follow, you get shown other people's accounts suggested to you. And I found one, and it was a fellow business owner. And they were basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Engagement. They had seen that they weren't getting much engagement, which is, it's Instagram. That's not unusual. And their problem was that they had a following, but the engagement they were getting for that following was virtually non-existent. And they were sort of at their wits' end and saying, why? So I did a bit of stalking. I went into their followers and I had a look at their followers, and I was going into some of their accounts. I went into a lot of accounts, I'm not going to lie. And I found out something really interesting. And on hindsight, as I'm saying this, I probably should have contacted this person and said this, but I didn't. Instead, I'm making a whole video about it. But I digress. What I found was that there was a huge disconnect between the people that they were trying to reach and the people who were actually following this person. To put this into context, it was a business account, and their business was a haberdashery business, craft supplies, you know, the fabric. I think they did a lot of felt, yarn, threads. But everybody who followed them, that I could see, that the accounts that I checked out, I checked out quite a few accounts, I got quite bored. The ones that I could see, they were fellow business owners. And those business owners, because I went a step further and had a look at their accounts too, this is why it took so long, they seemed to fall into three camps. They were either digital product sellers, print-on-demand sellers, so they don't need sewing supplies, or they sold... not products, the opposite of product, services. There you go. Like, words are hard today. They sold things like coaching or courses. And this was the problem. This was the disconnect. The people following this account were of that ilk, and they were making content for stitchers, sewers, that sort of thing. They were talking to the wrong people. Hence this video. When you see that, you can't unsee it. And I've been guilty of that myself, but I'm getting better at it. Another little story. You see those things there on the wall, and you might see them underneath this video too. These are the wrong things for the people watching these videos, because the people watching these videos are people like me, fellow business owners. And I make these videos for fellow business owners, and we talk about business, because this is meant to be like a video version of chats at the water cooler, you know what I mean? Just kind of like connecting and sharing ideas and tips and gossiping and stuff. This is my target audience on here. And you'll notice that a lot of my videos are made with this kind of viewer in mind. And occasionally I will even take it a step further, and I will sprinkle in some spice to repel certain people. And I would be very interested if anybody has noticed me doing this. I'll give you a clue. I did it in my last video. But my point, these items are misplaced on this channel. So you might think, well, why are they there, Kim? Honestly, because I can at the moment, and I made a mistake, all right? I made a mistake. You can link your Shopify shop to your YouTube channel, which is brilliant, but I actually wanted to link these to my other YouTube channel, which is not monetized, and I can't do that yet. So I'm just putting them there because I can for now, but they will be moved eventually when I get the other channel monetized. I digress. Let's move on. So I thought I would make this video for you to invite you to check to see if the people that you are reaching are the people that you're trying to reach, or not, as the case may be. Now, on something like YouTube, you can't tell. I can't see a list of people who have subscribed to my channel, so I don't know. I just have to make the content that I make here and hope that it reaches the right people. And usually the way that I tell if it is or it isn't are things like the comments that are left, whether or not people are watching or not, that kind of thing. You kind of have to dig a little bit deeper here and understand how YouTube works. But in terms of social media, it's a lot easier because you can see your followers. I'll take myself as an example because main character and all that, darling. So you see, I've got, like, for example, hoops. Some of those are hoops of kits that I've made. So who's going to want to buy an embroidery kit? Well, obviously people who embroider, people who are into crafting and DIYs and the such. So those are the sorts of people that I'm trying to reach. Am I doing that? Getting better, because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't doing it at the start. My Instagram account was attracting a lot of people who followed me there from this here YouTube channel. So again, I was almost doing what this other person was doing, but I have really lent into the embroidery content on there this year. So it's much easier for people who fall on my channel to instantly know what it is they're going to get when they arrive, which is, unsurprisingly, embroidery and project bags and pictures of sunsets. But yeah, other than that, it's perfectly clear. Now, what I'm going to do in the future, once I have been able to move these things over to my other channel, I will also take the Instagram link out of the description on this one, because that will help bring in the right people and repel the wrong ones. I mean, I could do it now. I could remove the link, but I don't care. I'm not trying to build my business on Instagram, so I'm less concerned about that. Now, this was meant to be a very quick, rough and ready video to get you thinking about your audience, and also just to invite you to have a quick look, a bit of an audit, and see if you are headed in the right direction or if you are way off course. But it is so important. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, what you're selling, or maybe you're not selling anything. Maybe you've got a blog and you want readers, or maybe you've got a channel and you want viewers. Whatever it is that you're doing, and whoever it is that you're trying to attract, and whoever it is that you're trying to repel also, you need to know that. It always comes back to that. And it's one of those jobs that we tend to do, or we should do, when we start our business, and then we start to grow it, and then we forget about it, and we can move off course. Been there, done that. It always comes back to it. So we should be revisiting this periodically and just checking in with ourselves. So that is what this video is about, and that's your homework for today. So go and have a look at the people that are following you and see if you are talking to the right people. And if not, start making content for them. It sounds so simplistic. I said it wrong in a previous video, don't worry. But nevertheless, it's one of those things that's easier said than done, but it is worth the work put in. There you go. That's all I had to say. You can go about your day now, but go and check out your audience.